If you enjoy the old school special effects of Tom Savini, or if you worship at the altar of Greg Nicotero, if you are a zombie lover, you love them all. And my favorite zombie is the one that I met at another con that I'm not going to name because we're only promoting Comicon today. But he is an awesome guy. Hopefully most of you watch The Walking Dead and have had an opportunity to see him die a number of times. It gets better every time. I love when you die. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a big warm welcome to actor and recording artist, Jeremiah Scott. Okay, like I said, the microphone bit sticks because we have a short cord. So we are going to have him come up here and do a lot of silly stuff with you guys. We have plenty of time for this. Unfortunately, seats are full, so come on in. There's plenty of room to stand. Kids can sit down in front. There's no reason you should miss any of this. Oh yeah, everybody up there. You're all getting online. Oh, I need more than that. Who's here? Hands up. Come on, hands up.
Wave.
Yes. Twitter or floor? Here it is. Okay. What would you like to start with? Makeup, movement. I know it takes a lot to be a zombie, especially one on the highest rated show in the country. You want to stand out.
What do you guys want to see?
Got some seats open
To die.
Dying is awesome. Has anybody in here ever died before? No? Almost.
And if you happen to still hear someone, please shoot them. Shoot
You
them
look
now.
like you're close to death. But dying is a lot of fun, especially on The Walking Dead. I've said multiple times it's probably the highlight of my life so far. Being killed in The Walking Dead. Being killed by Beth was super awesome. Being killed by Michonne was awesome. It was a great time, and I recommend it to anybody. If you have the chance to die, go die. It's going to be awesome.
Go down by Michelle. Okay, so yesterday I got to talk to you for a few minutes, and you were explaining that a lot of what we're seeing on the television with the makeup and everything isn't like it is in the old school movies. You know, they rely a lot on special effects, so when Michonne or Beth kill you, we're not necessarily, like you said, you didn't know what it was going to look like till you actually watched it air on television because of how all that worked. Would you like to demonstrate what they do makeup-wise? Sure. I hate this thing. There you go.
So, we'll start with the Michonne kill. So, everybody saw the episode, right? Walking Dead fans? So, I come around the corner, Michonne stabs me with the sword, Merle knocks her out, that's the scene. So, what?
It's a close-up kill.
It's a close-up kill. It's an awesome kill. It's one of my favorites. So, I'm coming around the corner, and we filmed it from several different angles. Michonne had her real-life sword, which was kind of scary, and she would swing it, like, to the side of my head. And they would get it from that angle so that they could get the shine from the sword. And then we filmed it from another angle up close where we had a half sword with a rubber tip on it. And she stuck it to my head. And then with CG, they kind of imposed both images to make it look like the sword was coming out the back of my head and going through my head and all that. So there was actually no fake blood used on me in the show. It's all CG. We recorded everything. Just, you know, it's basically camera tricks.
How many takes for a deal like that?
That one was all day. It was an 8-hour day for that one scene.
Just for that one?
That one scene, because you get there, you get in makeup, you rehearse the scene, because we had to work with stunt coordinators. You know, you have to make, because whenever she's using the real sword, you have to make sure you don't actually get stabbed by a real sword. So we had to, you know, time everything out. I had to hit my mark so she didn't actually stab me in the face, because that would have been bad. I couldn't be here today if I was actually dead. So good thing she didn't actually kill me. But we worked that out. We rehearsed for about 2 hours after we got in makeup. They had to practice their dialogue. We had to practice the stunts of the scene. Like, I had knee pads on and everything underneath my skinny jeans. They put me in skinny jeans for that scene. And, right? And then we had a lunch break, and eating with zombie makeup on is a whole different story. That's quite an experience.
Do you have, like, teeth and everything, too?
You do, like, it's all, you just feel it, like, squishing your face whenever you're chewing. But probably the funniest thing about that is whenever you walk into the room to get food and you see people praying and saying grace, and they're in full zombie makeup and they're, like, thanking the Lord for their food. It's awesome. But we did that, we took a lunch break, and then we filmed the scene, and it was about an 8-hour day. And so that was that scene. The Beth finally kills a Walker scene. That one, she laughs every time I say it. Beth finally kills a Walker Walker. Yeah. Right? Beth was useful, killing me. That's awesome. With that one, that was an all-day shoot as well, but we filmed multiple scenes for the finale. We filmed prison scenes where I'm out in the prison yard. We filmed scenes of them coming back to the prison whenever they were bringing in the survivors from Woodbury. So that's actually one of the first scenes we filmed of the day, and the Beth finally kills a Walker Walker scene was one of the last scenes we filmed. And that one was actually pretty quick. It was kind of a spur-of-the-moment thing. They came out, and they're like, we still have it in the budget for 2 special effects kills left in this episode. And they're like, who wants to die? And I'm like, me! I want to die! And so they picked me, and it's actually a funny story. I actually wasn't supposed to be Beth finally kills a Walker Walker. I was originally the guy before Beth finally kills a Walker Walker.
It's like saying.
Yeah, I love saying it. Beth finally kills a Walker Walker. So whenever in the scene you see Carol kills a tall zombie with the machete and his head flies off, and then I stumble up and Beth gets me to the fence. Well, originally the tall guy was going to be the Beth kill, and I was getting killed by Carol. And then they switched it because the tall guy, Beth was having to reach way up through the fence, and it just didn't work for the scene. So they put me, because I'm short, and Beth is short, so it worked out better as far as the angles go for that. And when they did it, I was like, man, I'm thinking inside, I'm going to get killed by Beth. This is not gonna make it on the TV show, but it did, and it's the highlight of my career so far. So that's super awesome. We filmed that scene in about 45 minutes. That one scene. We did it 3 or 4 different takes with the tall guy getting killed by Beth, and then they switched it, and we did 2 takes that way. And they're like, all right, cut, because we run out of daylight. We didn't have much time left before it was dark, and once it was dark, then they had to kind of shut down and go to an inside scene. So that was that. We filmed it 45 minutes, they cut, and I was like, well, that was quick. I wonder if we did something wrong, if it's actually going to make it in the show.
The person who Beth actually did kill first at the beginning of the season, he said, no, I'm first. Now, the one thing, though, with the science behind this, when he was talking about Beth killing him through the fence,
Oh, yeah.
does it bother anybody else that apparently zombie heads become squishy? I mean, think about a chain link fence. How small are those little holes in between? That she comes up at that speed with a crowbar, and in one swoop manages to not only go through the hole, but the crowbar comes completely out of the back of his head, like she's got strength of the Hulk and just pushed right through it. So,
as far as the special effects for that scene goes, again, the crowbar didn't actually go through my head, because that would have hurt. She stuck the crowbar through the fence, like about this close to me. And then with CG, they moved it over and had it coming out through my head. So it was really safe, there was no fake blood, I didn't actually get stabbed by a crowbar. It was to the side, and then they moved it over with the computer. So I had all the blood coming out the back of my head. So that was fun to watch. I didn't know what it was going to look like. But whenever I saw myself down on TV, I was like, yes, that's awesome. And my mom was really excited to see me die. I don't know what that says about me, but she thought it was great.
I was excited to see Daryl Dixon. Who's not excited to see Daryl Dixon on the show? Am I right? Okay, so now, you mentioned having to walk up to the fence there before Beth kills you, or come down the hallway from Michonne to get you. You don't just walk up to somebody as a zombie. Yeah, this isn't a Frankenstein movie. You're doing exactly what you told me not to do right now. You're smiling. You wouldn't be scared of a smiling zombie. You said you don't walk up and go, oh, on TV. That's not the way it goes. You there. Stand up.
All right. So let's demonstrate.
Let's see. Kinsley, stand up, please.
Why
Okay.
don't we get Zombie Wonder Woman?
Yeah, come over together. You ladies are going to be our zombies.
All right.
You are going to be our poor bystander victim. Zombies to the side of here. Don't ask me stage left, stage right. I'm off duty. Okay. Okay, human man. Unarmed human man. Not in front where the kids can see you. Right about there's good. Okay, you go first. Exactly how would you approach him and scare him and try to kill him? Eat him! We command it.
Okay.
Next.
Basically what I was saying.
Okay, well, show us. How would Okay. Now, would you like to tell them what they did wrong?
You guys are horrible. That was really good. That was really good. We still saw some smiling on the faces, which we don't want. You wanna?
And you not at all. You were just like,
you were
like
even scared they were
rock.
coming to eat you. You were just like, "What up? I'm
We can let the
Iron Man."
governor stand up and then yeah, okay.
I'm Tony Stark. You can't eat me. So, key to the movements. You want to make sure you're kind of fluid. Because at this point in the development of the show, all the zombies are decomposing. So you don't really have much control of your motor functions. So it's almost like you're a drunk person. So
I'm good at that.
has anybody, have you been drunk? Yeah, alright. That's what we need! Yes! That is it! That's, right? Wasn't that 10 times better than what you did? Yeah. Try it again and pretend you're drunk. Go. You're drunk. Go.
Don't smile at all.
Yes. Yes. So yes, that's rule number one. You don't have much control over your motor functions. You want to make sure you're kind of fluid. You don't want to be stiff in any movement ever. We're talking
you're
about
not pumping your arms
right.
when
You're
you
not
walk.
pumping
You're
your
not
arms.
careless.
And we talked about on the flyers. Everybody have their Zombie 101 tips on the back of their flyers. Did we run out of flyers?
We have more at the table. I'll pass more.
There's
out
more at
in
the
a minute.
table. You can come
I'll
and get
some.
one later. So, you see, we have a little bullet point talking about tics. Some people walk with like a limp leg or their neck is crooked or something like that. My particular one, did we say you could leave? I'm just kidding. So my particular one, we had, I had kind of a limp leg. And so I was kind of dragging it behind me. We'll go around. So what did it say?
Jeremiah's limp leg.
So we had this leg, it was limp, and so you kind of, even whenever you have a tic, so to say, whenever the leg is loose, we still can't have everything be the same motion over and over again. So like whenever I first started, I was kind of dragging it behind me repeatedly like that, and Greg Nicotero stopped me. Greg Nicotero, yeah! He stopped me and he goes, and he basically explained everything that I just told you guys, that you kind of want to have a fluid motion. So we kind of changed it up. And even though the leg is still dragging behind, everything has to be more fluid, like a drunk person. I'm going to eat you.
Lucky you.
She said it's like another Saturday night.
It's another Saturday night.
It's just another day for her. So, you want to make sure your lip in your movements and facial expressions. Notice I didn't do this. That's not going to work. That's not what we want. That's not very scary.
Okay, nice. You try it.
Let's have Jubilee try again.
Okay.
Pick an audience member to eat.
Here, the guy that's filming you.
He
Go right at him. That'd be
he
a great
raised his
film.
hand. He raised his
Either
hand.
one. Oh, right here. Hand up.
All right, I'm going to eat you.
Yay.
Give her a hand. Now, you also had to learn things about how you would react with what little senses you have left. Like, if we're sitting in a room and you hear a noise out in the hallway, we hear a loud bang right now, everyone in the room's going to go and look at the door. You don't have that muscle control as a zombie. You're not going to do that. In fact, a lot of times your eyes aren't even going to move as fast as the rest of your head. So you end up with fun stuff like this.
Your head turns and then your eyes kind of follow. So it's... Now keep in mind, most of the zombies are just kind of wandering around, kind of chasing what they heard maybe 2 days ago. Yeah, heard or smelled 2 days ago. You're kind of just blindly following that scent or that sound until you're stimulated by something else. So then you hear another sound that catches your attention. You don't immediately go and go eat the person. So it's kind of got to be a subtle thing. You know, you're walking along, you hear something. Jubilee makes a noise, and I'm kind of...
Ah! It's like his ear heard it.
Your ear hears it. Your ear hears it. Your ear hears it. It has been a long week. We drove 4 hours to get here, so that's awesome. You turn your head, then your eyes follow. So you don't just immediately turn and go after your person. It's kind of a slow reaction, a slow process, because at first, that kind of delay, you're not really sure, maybe you heard something, maybe you didn't. So you kind of turn your focus to that person or that animal, whatever you're going to eat, and you go eat them. That's what you do.
Now, I have heard tell of Zombie University that they put zombies. Thank you guys. Big round of applause.
Thank you.
For example, this whole side of the room, you're all zombies, and you know there's something behind that door. You're all going to move en masse towards the door. How would you do it? And they start picking you apart, like he said, with the ticks and the particular walks, because you wouldn't want 15 zombies coming at you, all dragging the same foot, or all swinging the same arm. Every single one of them has to have something different. So if they like something about you, what you're doing, you keep it, no one else can do it. You guys think of something else quick. So that way every single one is unique. Except your situation's very unique that I did not know until after I've been telling everybody online about Zombie University.
Yes.
Someone cheated and went to the head of the class. How did you get on the show?
Well, I submitted to about 5 different casting calls for the show. I submitted 3 times for season 2, and then I submitted twice for season 3. And I submitted early in season 3, and I never heard anything back until they contacted me for the last 2 episodes. So they actually do the zombie school, they call it. They do that at the beginning of the season, and what you basically do is what we're doing today. You know, you go and you practice your movements, they fit you for costumes, they make sure you have to put in these giant contacts when you're a zombie. They're like the size of your eye, and it sucks really bad, and it hurts. And you put them in, and they make sure you can handle that. They make sure you don't have any reaction to the latex, all that good stuff. But I got to skip that. They called me, and I came in, we did the zombie thing. I basically got an on-the-job training crash course by Greg Nicotero and the different people that worked there, and it was awesome. So I kind of got to skip that, but it's basically really simple. It's the same thing we're doing here. They just tell you your movements. They make sure you can handle everything that they need you to do. And then usually they filter those zombies through the first couple of episodes. But by the time the season gets going with filming, they don't have time to keep doing zombie school. You know, they have like 2 weeks per episode to film, and so it's fast. Everything moves fast. And so by the end of the season, they figure everybody knows how to be a zombie. You've watched the show. You kind of see how people react, and they kind of give you tips when you're there. So if you're doing something wrong, they will tell you, don't do that, that looks stupid. Fix it this way. They'll be nicer about it, though. They won't say that looks stupid. They're like, oh, we can make that a little bit better.
You die first, that's what it is. We're
So
done with what you're doing.
We're going to put you way in the background where people can't really see you. That's what they'll do sometimes if you're not really good. It's true. They'll put you deep in the background. What they call the featured zombies, they actually call them hero zombies on the show. I don't know why, but that's what they call the featured. I actually started as one of the regular background zombies. I was running around in the prison yard. And so the first scene we filmed of the day, I'm like there doing my zombie thing in the prison yard. And
He's the one cutting the grass, because that's the most well-manicured lawn in Apocalypse I have ever seen.
Yes, I'm cutting the grass in the prison yard. But I'm kind of stumbling around, and they told us that we're going to need a couple people to be featured. They're going to pick out 6 people from the group that day to be featured, and then also come back and film the following scene, which ended up being the Michonne scene. They actually filmed it out of sequence. Beth finally kills a Walker was filmed before the Michonne scene, which was in the previous episode. But anyway, so they saw me, and they came up, and they were like, let me see your zombie walk. And I did it, much like I did just a while ago. And they were like, that's good. Can you come back tomorrow? And I was like, yes, of course I can. So they ended up featuring me the next day, and then they also killed me that night as Beth finally kills a Walker. Whenever they came out, because they had those of us that were chosen to come back as featured the next time. They had us lined up at the fence, and that's when the guy came out and said, we have time for 2 more special effects skills. Who wants to die? And so I was like, yes, me. So, yes, I got off topic. What are we talking about? What was the question?
Yeah, okay. That's what we need is questions. Wait,
Yeah.
some questions.
Okay, like I said, we have the sheets passed around. We do have some stuff on there, and again, it's great to have a zombie in the room with us. Just real quick, talking about the tips. If you want to make your own zombie costume, check out any costume shop, party store. Look for liquid latex. That stuff is your best friend. Make sure first you're not allergic to it. Test it somewhere, because that would ruin your party.
If you're a guy, shave.
Oh yeah, if you're a guy, make sure you shave first before you use that, because
It will peel your face off.
yeah, you don't want that to happen.
You!
Believe here, honey. Okay, does anybody have any questions for Jeremy? Ooh, hands are going up. Where would you like to start? gentleman.
I saw you first.
Okay, I saw him first. I have the mic.
Okay.
Your question, nice and loud.
Can we look forward to seeing you die this season?
Can we look forward to seeing you die this season?
Everything is kind of top secret on the show. If I was dying on the season, I probably could tell you. But so far I have not been back on the season. They've been filming for a while now, since May. They will film until December though, so hopefully at some point I will get a call to come die. I figure if I have 9 zombie lives, I still have a few more to go, right?
Next.
I'm curious about the contacts. How uncomfortable are they, and can you see out of them? And I want to hear more.
How uncomfortable are the contacts can you see out of them?
The contacts are horrible. Have you ever wore contacts before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Normal
Yeah,
ones.
I wear my regular contacts right now and I want to claw my eyes out. So you can imagine, the contacts cover up your whole eye. It's they have a...
Is that computer generated? You might have half of those, or is it really that many zombies?
The question was, how many people do we have per episodes as far as zombies go? And that all depends on the episode. It depends on what the scene is, what the needs are. They will have hundreds of zombies there, hundreds of different zombies. And that's what I was kind of saying with the background earlier. You have your people up front that are the featured or the hero zombies, and they take the time to really put them in the good hour, 2-hour makeup. Then you kind of have your midline zombies that are in the airbrush makeup, like I was for the Beth Fallen Kills a Walker. And then you have your deep background, and they just wear masks, because you can't really see them. So they will sometimes have 100, 200 zombies on set at one time. It all depends on the scene. But for the Michonne scene, there were 6 of us there the whole day, because that's the only scene they were filming. It was only the 6 of us in that scene. For the day where we were filming the finale with the Beth Fallen Kills a Walker, there was probably about 40 or 50 of us there for those scenes.
Question was coming. I'm planning on that. Is it true that the living won't eat lunch with the dead?
That's true. That is true. Wow.
We kind of have our own little holding room whenever it's lunchtime. The humans on the show, they're in their own places. They don't eat with us. It's kind of gross. It's really kind of gross eating with the other zombies. You walk in there and everybody's like eating their roasted chicken and everything. It's really weird. But no, there is a little bit of segregation. The humans eat by themselves, and the zombies, we have our own little holding room. They treat us very well, though. I mean, they make sure we're well fed. They don't actually do this humans. they make sure we're well fed. They make sure we're taken care of throughout the day. So it's an awesome experience.
Someone should bring in gummy body parts. Gummy body parts.
Dummy body parts?
Yeah.
There's actually lots of dummy body parts. Like if you see the prison scene, anytime you see the prison yard, you see lots of zombie bodies just laying around. Those are dummies. So there's lots of different things, just all over the yard. Question.
How long does it take to do like every single zombie's makeup?
That again depends on the different zombie. Like one of them I was saying earlier was 2 hours for me, but it depends on where you are on the show. If you're the deep background, you're going to be in a mask, and that takes like 10 minutes. If you're in kind of the middle, the airbrushing takes about 45 minutes, and then the featured zombies take anywhere from 2 to 8 hours of makeup. So it's kind of crazy.
When you're in a feeding frenzy, what material do they use for like?
Luckily, I didn't have to. The question was, if you're in a feeding frenzy, what do they use? Like, what do you eat? Luckily, I didn't have to actually eat anything because that would have grossed me out. I probably would have.
What did they eat?
Right, I probably would have thrown up if that was the case. But it's lots of times barbecue. Like they put different kinds of meat in there, and it's real food. Like they're not going to have you eating people, obviously. But lots of times it's barbecue, and they're just going to town on it.
I don't know, at what point do you wake up and decide, I want to be killed for a living?
The question was, at what point do you wake up and decide, I want to be killed for a living? For me, I was kind of hooked as a parent. For me, whenever I first watched the show and I saw Rick shoot little zombie Addie Miller, I was like, yes, this show is awesome. I want to be a part of it.
5 minutes in, yeah.
5 minutes in, I was hooked. I was like, oh my god, he just shot a little zombie girl. This is great. And so I've just been a fan of the show, and I've done a lot of stuff before The Walking Dead, like here and there, and so it was really a goal of mine to be on the show. Because I've done like Army Wives, One Tree Hill, different things like that, but they were never really shows that I was actually a fan of. So for this to actually be a fan of the show and work on the show was super awesome. Just search who does the zombie casting for Walking Dead. It's a casting company based out of Atlanta. They probably don't want me to tell you, email this address. But a quick Google search will find that information for you.
And they pull from multiple agencies.
They do. You just, lots of times I actually saw the casting calls that I submitted to on Facebook. They have a Facebook page and they'll post their different needs and everything. And lots of times if you see something and they at this point in the show, they don't even tell you if the casting call is for The Walking Dead because they have so many people submitting. But I saw a casting call for skinny guys to play zombies, and I knew that casting company did Walking Dead, so I was like, that's Walking Dead, duh. So I sent it to them. And well, they're kind of at this point in the show because exactly the zombies are decomposed, so they're kind of looking specifically for smaller people. Like that, a lot of the different casting notices are for bony people. Unless you're a fresh zombie, like if you just died and you were a bigger person, then lots of times they'll put your makeup as if you had just died recently and haven't really decomposed a lot yet. Anybody?
You could try to apply to become one of the features on me.
One of the featured zombies?
Yeah, the ones that you see, you said there's different levels.
Yeah, I was a featured zombie twice.
But they pick you. It's not like you apply to be.
Yeah, they don't tell you like this is going to be for a featured role. They kind of see what their needs are for the scene. They look at everybody's headshots. They see what they need, and then they are the ones that make that decision. I would love to be a featured zombie as much as possible, but that's not up to me. I would do it every day. I really would do it for a living if I could every single day, but that's not up to me. So. But I get to be here with you guys, so that's awesome. We have one more question.
What is the most effective cure for a zombie? Cure or cure?
Headshot.
The most effective cure for a zombie is to get shot or stabbed in the head. Then you're not a zombie anymore. You're really dead.
How long do you usually have to wait after you get the makeup on to start filming?
There's a lot of hurry up and wait in the film industry. So you get your makeup on and then it might be an hour, 2 hours before you even go to set. So anytime you do work like that, you bring a book or you bring a magazine. The Walking Dead is so, everything is classified, so they even take your phones up when you're there. Like I would normally be on Facebook or on Twitter or on my phone or something, but they make you check your phones in whenever you get there so that you can't take pictures, you can't post spoilers of the show, everything is really kind of sealed tight. So you really have to kind of find a way to entertain yourself. Like lots of the zombies, we were doing the thriller walk out, out in the prison yard, but you really never know. Sometimes you can wait 10 minutes, sometimes you'll wait 2 to 3 hours. Do we have any more questions? Kerri, by the way, SuperKerri is going around looking for volunteers to do some zombie walks. Did we have any more questions while she is picking up? Yes. Question? Do you have a question or you want to be a zombie? Yes, come on up. You can be a zombie. Princess zombie.
Or maybe assign them each a little something. Tell them what kind of zombie they're going to be. Get them to show you something and maybe give them a little tick they got to do.
This is going to be our zombie catwalk, by the way.
Okay.
You're going to walk down the middle aisle. So everybody...
Walking towards the crowds, that way everybody can see you. Do I have poor beard guy can eat. It's so loud. Tyler? Beard guy. Beard guy. We're looking at beard.
I'll let you do it in a minute. Go eat beard guy. Yeah. She was about to take a bite. That's awesome. Great job. You're next. This is Princess Bubblegum. She wants you to know that's not her real name. Anybody seen World Wars? Yes. Yes. You know how those zombies are super fast? Well, we're gonna pretend that you haven't